Well, first of all, we said before the game that Tulane reminds me a lot of ourselves in regard to their lack of size or being a little undersized. But, man, they play hard, and we expected that. They're very, very well coached. They're sound defensively. They make you earn every basket. They do probably about as good a job as anyone in our league at what we call supporting the goal, which is really almost over-helping at times, making you take and make jump shots. And, when you look at our stats, we shot 46 balls, and almost half of them are from three-point range. Usually, if you look at our percentage, we're taking 28 to 30% of our shots from three. So I feel like they, for the most part, made us do what they wanted us to do. Fortunately, we made 8 threes, which is pretty good. But I thought particularly late in the game, we got our threes off dribble penetration where they helped converge on the ball, and they were kick-out threes for one more pass. And we got some good looks. Rashard McGill made a big three. The shot Mills made kind of, as he was trapped on the baseline, looked like an impossible shot that somehow went in. And so guys stepped up. I thought Davion Boardingham was really, really good, but was in foul trouble most of the night. I thought Cedric Jenkins gets 6 points, 2 steals, and assists in 15 minutes. And that young man had to have his knee drained before the game, so that gives you an idea of his grit and toughness. And a lot of guys did a lot of good things, and with Mike Craig being out the rest of the season, we're obviously a little short-handed, but yet we found a way to beat a good team.
Craig, high ankle sprain?
Yeah, it was a high ankle sprain, Pat, but then he tore a ligament in there, and that's what's going to require the surgery. So he'll be out probably 3 months. Yeah, he just, how do I want to word this? Basically, I love Jonathan. He's one of my favorite players, if not my favorite player on the team. But everyone in our program is going to be receptive and be held accountable by our support staff, myself, or whoever the appropriate authority happens to be. And I think we'll move past it from here. Yeah.
The defense earlier looked pretty good. Waned maybe a little bit in the second half. I mean, not the prettiest, but what do you think about the way they bounced back, say, from problems against Memphis?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, I think with our bench being shortened a little bit, guys going to have to play a little out of position. We're not going to be able to press as much as we were even a week or two ago. I think that our press wore on them at times. We had, what did we get, 8 steals, not bad. So we became, if you noticed tonight, a little more position conscious in our zone. We didn't get quite as extended the last 2 games, and we've played really good teams. We were driven a lot from the perimeter. So we were worried tonight against Tarrant, because a lot of people in our league say he's the best guard in our league, that if we got too extended both in our press and in the half court, he was going to make his teammates better and be inside our zone the entire night. So we were a little more conservative in our full court press, and we were definitely less extended in our zone to try to limit his opportunities. But, to their credit, the second half, you could tell kind of like our game plan, they didn't settle for bad shots. They drove the ball, they got paint touches, and they got inside-out threes. So us continuing to get better in regard to guarding the dribble, that's a huge focus for us here down the stretch. Yeah, Gerald, we've talked about, he's a tough kid, and he didn't shoot it great tonight, but he made 1 or 2 when it really mattered. I thought he had really good ball pressure in our zone, even though we weren't as extended as usual. He didn't get driven hardly at all tonight. But, he's a kid that wants the big shot, and make or miss, he's not affected. He comes right back and wants it the next time. We ran that little pinch play to get him a big 3 in front of our bench, and he knocked it in.
They're going on a 16-0 run to get the game tied at that point. We had talked, I think, before yesterday just about what they did in Houston. Are you sitting there going,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you could just feel that they expected it. It wasn't like they were Even when we went up 16 and things weren't going their way, they didn't seem to start bickering or become rattled. They just stayed the course, and I maybe should have called a timeout a little bit earlier, but I thought, the game, it wasn't like they just exploded. It was just kind of a methodical 3 or 4 threes in a row, and they're a good team. And I watched the entire Houston game. They were down 19 at Houston and found a way to come back and win the game. They're well coached, they're disciplined, they play unselfishly. I think Ed Conroy is a heck of a coach. He's done a really good job with that team. And I told Davis after the game, Ricky Tarrant, rightfully so, gets a lot of credit, and he's a heck of a player. But I love Josh Davis. He's Kenneth Fareed-ish. He really is. He's a heck of a player.
What do you do, or what do you say at that point? Because, a lot of teams, they blow that lead or whatever. Now the momentum is completely shifted, but you guys were able to kind of hold it there. It kind of went back and forth a little bit. They took the lead again, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
But you guys were able to kind of hang on and then kind of right the ship.
I really just tried to stay positive in that huddle and said, look, we're fine. The biggest key, man, is we have to drive the ball. You can't start settling. Dwayne had taken kind of a tough shot right in front of our bench, if you remember. And I just said, you have to drive the ball or post feed it, get to the foul line some. And really, I think other than that one shot Dwayne took the last 7-8 minutes, we drove it, played unselfishly, made a teammate better. And, yeah, we took some jump shots, but they were open. And even the one time, I think before they made their run, we had unbelievable ball movement. It went around the perimeter, just ding, 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 around and back, and maybe back again. The shot didn't go in. But I thought our guys played unselfish and moved the ball. 17 assists on 25 made field goals. That's pretty solid.
Last 3-4 days, any distraction at all? Or I know facilities weren't really affected, but how did they handle it?
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of distractions on our team, Pat. We obviously the tornado deal, we're very, very blessed that it didn't affect my home or my staff's places or our players, but just the fact that we all know people affected by it, it's troubling, it's sad, and so you're dealing with some of those thoughts and emotions. And then we lose Mike Craig, who, Mike's a great teammate. All his teammates love him, and to see a kid like that have to end his junior year is really emotional, not just for him but for our team. And then the little deal with Jonathan today, even though it's not that big of a deal, it's just different things running through your team the last 72 hours, coupled with the fact that we lose to Memphis, our arch rival. A lot of different emotions. So I'm very proud of the fact we found a way to win, because when they made that run and took the lead, it would have been easy for our guys to pout and hang their head and feel sorry for themselves.